Let's keep it with the oil market then, and the global oil market is facing what energy analysts are calling the largest supply shock in modern history. Escalating attacks on energy facilities and disruptions to critical shipping routes have triggered fears of a massive supply crunch. Take a look at this special report.
If supply disruptions persist, analysts estimate 8 to 15 million barrels per day of oil supply could be affected, a shock far larger than many past crises. The big question now is how high oil prices could rise, and more importantly, which economies break first if crude keeps climbing. Oil markets typically react in phases depending on the severity of the disruption. In a moderate disruption scenario, which now seems highly unlikely considering oil is already above $100 per barrel, a sustained price in the range could trigger higher fuel costs and inflation. A prolonged supply shock could push oil into the $120 to $150 per barrel range, where the economic damage begins to accelerate. At $150 per barrel oil, inflation spikes sharply and economic growth starts slowing across most major economies. But in a worst-case scenario, analysts say oil could spike toward $200 per barrel, triggering a global energy crisis. Historically, once oil stays above $130 for sustained periods, recession risks begin rising sharply across the world economy. The economic impact of high oil prices is not evenly distributed. Countries that rely heavily on imported crude are typically the first to feel the shock. India, Japan and South Korea import the majority of their oil needs, making them highly vulnerable to prolonged price spikes. Emerging economies like Pakistan and Bangladesh face even greater risks because high oil prices quickly strain foreign exchange reserves. The United States remains relatively insulated because it is now one of the world's largest oil producers. But if prices move toward $150 or higher, economists warn the shock could ripple across global supply chains, pushing the world economy closer to recession. Business Bureau, WION World is One.